You can miss me with this nonsense. Oh my goodness. So, I don't know about you guys, but I happened to catch Jean-Pierre, whatever her name is, the press secretary, and she was asked a question, a very poignant question by April Ryan in regards to reparations. You know, coming off of the eve of Juneteenth, she's talking about what does the White House believe in regards to reparations.
Green, this White House is recognizing Juneteenth, which is Monday. And with that said, the issue of reparations continues to be something that is being parsed out on the other side of Pennsylvania Avenue. And with that said, the late John Conyers started with, a study. Now you have Congresswoman Bush not just asking for a study, but she's creating a resolution to push forward on reparations. What does this White House believe when it comes to this controversial issue of repairing a wrong for the descendants of Africans in this nation?
Before we go into her nothing burger of an answer, absolute drivel came out of her mouth. I want people to understand this is an example of what this administration views black people. They are so disrespectful to the people that put them in office. That's what this is. This is nothing but disrespect. Nothing. Plain and simple. I don't want to hear anyone talk about, well, you need to understand, Lucas, that it's not so simple. No, I don't want to hear any of that, bruh. I don't want to hear any of that. I have seen every single day they cutting a check for Ukraine. They cutting a check for Israel. They cutting a check for everyone and anyone. What are we talking about? All right? What are we talking about? And this goes to show the lack of respect they have for us. Now, the reason why is because we haven't demanded anything. They are, at this point, the Democrats are expecting the vote. Okay, there's like, just hurry up and vote for us. We're not even gonna talk to y'all. We already know who y'all gonna vote for. Listen, I'm not saying vote Republican. I'm sure as hell not saying vote Republicans, because Republicans, they don't give a damn about black people. Their primary focus right now, as of right now, is white people. You can see that by the narrative. You can see that by the media. You can see that by the backlash, okay? Their primary focus is white people. If y'all vote for Republicans, they be like, cool. They don't care. Now, if you want to abstain from voting, be my guest. Because one thing we need to make sure that they know is that we are not to be messed around with. That they need to make sure they understand, this administration understands, that the reason that you will not be getting my vote is due to this cause right here. Because you have to treat them like a dog. That's how you have to treat this Biden administration, because the man is probably halfway gone anyway. So you have to treat them like a dog. You know, like a dog, because a dog, you can't just punish a dog. The dog must know why it's getting punished. If you just punish a dog, the dog's going to be confused. And this man is already confused. So we need to make a clear message. Hey, moving forward up the next election, let them know right now so they can put their cards on the table. Let them know. It's the same thing like a child. You let them know. If you do this, you will be punished. Now, the choice is yours. You can go ahead and do that and get punished, or you can go ahead and be smart and not get punished. But that's what they need to understand right now. That, hey, if you want to play games when it comes to reparations, and they're already playing games. This is the crazy part. They're playing games with a bill to study. Let's remind you where we are right now in this conversation. They playing games with a bill to study, bruh. That's what they doing. But let them know, hey, if you want to play games, well, I'm going to sit this out. Because you guys don't represent anything for me. And I've been through a Bush administration. I've been through a Reagan administration. I've already been through a Trump administration. I've already been through, not me personally, I'm not that old, but I'm talking about the people. I'm talking about your granddaddy, your grandmommy. I'm talking about them. Because that's who they're targeting. You have to understand. They're looking, the people who actually vote they are gold to them. Because they know, hey, they have a history of voting. We can depend on them. Let them know, hey, listen, I look forward to voting for y'all. But if you guys don't take this issue seriously, if you don't take this issue seriously, we don't even have the George Floyd Policing Act. Listen to me. The George Floyd Policing Act. Remember all of that? I remember it. Okay? I remember it very well. Listen, y'all don't take this issue, this issue, this issue. So unless we get some type of guarantee from the president, from Kamala, from whoever the puppet master is that's making this man move and walk and talk, I don't care. All right? It could be Elmo for all I care. Unless we get some type of guarantee, I'm sorry. You're not going to get my vote. You're not going to get my support. It's not going to happen. Going forward into her response, she brings up Juneteenth. Lord in heaven, this woman. She brings up, well, we had a party Juneteenth, the other day, and it was very great. We had old Paul, speak and everything. And I just want to remind you that, the president did make Juneteenth a holiday. And that goes to show, the action that this president does, how serious he takes these situations, the action, because he made Juneteenth a holiday.
So look, as you mentioned, Juneteenth, there was a concert here yesterday, and we saw how powerful and how moved the president was by the concert and by kind of the story that was laid out through the concert about Juneteenth and how important that moment was. Opal, as you know, was here, and it's always moving to hear her and to see her. And as you know, the president signed Juneteenth to be the most recent holiday about 2 years ago. So I think that shows from that action. I'll give you more. I think that shows from that action how important the president thinks this moment is, how important he thinks that it is important to continue to lift up the African American community, and he'll continue to do so.
Now, I'm sorry. Call me crazy, but I vaguely remember Trump talking about making Juneteenth a holiday. Now, let me get this straight. The reason for me voting for you is because of what? You not giving me anything that the other person wasn't going to get me. What's the reason for me voting for you? Huh? Can someone make it make sense? Because I can't make any sense out of this. This is some nonsense. Imagine as far as someone talking to you about reparations and you bring up the president made Juneteenth a holiday. Bruh, this level of disrespect, I'm sorry. I don't see any other group getting it. And this is why I say y'all need to look at that video that I put out when it came to black people. We have 5 years. Naturally, April does a follow-up because she understands what she gave her was nothing. It was just, it was a nothing burger, okay? Absolute drivel. And she follows up, well, what is the president, what's the administration going to do after the study? Okay, what is going to happen after the study? Is there going to be a payout? Are you going to show me the monies? All right, show me the monies. Show me the monies. Is that what this administration believes in?
As it relates to reparations, I saw just moments ago Cori Bush's resolution. We haven't reviewed the proposal yet. It's a new proposal, so we'll take a look at it. So I can't comment on that specifically. But the president has been really clear as it relates to reparation. He wants to see a study of reparations and studying the continuing impacts of slavery. He believes that is incredibly important.
After the study, if the study concludes what many thought leaders and civil rights leaders have said, what next? Does the president support a payout? Because the nation is divided on this. This has been one of the biggest issues over the decades about how to repair the enslavement over generations of Africans brought to this country for free labor. So what does the president do after? What will he lean in on after a study, which is expected to basically say what many of the civil rights and black thought leaders have said? Does the president believe in a financial repair for the descendants of Africans in this nation?
So look,
because I want people to understand that is crucial. This study is a recommendation. Now, we saw currently what happened here in California when it came to Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom was talking all that hot-ish, talking about, reparations, and this will help mend the country. And I think what the Republicans are doing is absolutely a travesty, and anti-black racism has got to end. And then when they say, hey, this is our recommendation, What did Gavin do? Well, now listen here. I think that's very interesting, but I think, you know what? We'll come around to that. Now, I'm not saying no, but I'm also not saying yes at the moment right now. I just want to just leave that right there on the table. I will definitely look at it when it comes here and, and we'll give my full attention to it. That's the hustle with the whole recommendation. So you need to understand, you need to demand, okay, a guarantee. Guarantees are a beautiful thing. A beautiful thing. I'm going to need some form of guarantee that you will abide by the recommendation that the commission sets forward after the study. Now, as I said and as I've gone over before, there is a lot of foolishness that can happen in between. A lot of foolishness because there's a lot of gray when it comes to the commission, when it comes to how long this study is going to take place, when it comes to what they recommend. Because you have to understand, even if he agrees, yes, I will abide by the commission, he can then set up the commission to come up with some bullcrap recommendations. Or you get a whole bunch of anti-black people on the council, and they come up with a whole bunch of bullcrap. You know what? After looking into the effects of slavery in all this country and whatnot, I think all black people need is a bucket of KFC chicken and a lollipop. That's our recommendation. We agree. I think that'll help black people very, very much. It will end poverty. It will take poverty down in the black community. Watch them do. That's what they'll do, bruh. Okay? Maybe not to that degree, but that's the trifling nonsense that they will do. They are wicked. They are evil. You have to understand. I don't know why people keep underestimating evil people. All right? Who have a lineage of evil. You have to understand this. That all just because you have a bill, you have to put your foot on their neck constantly. That's how politics works. Nevertheless, she responds with, what do you think she responds with? I'm gonna let you guess, okay? Wait and see. Spoiler alert, that's what she responds with. Well, we just have to wait and see. You have to understand, we have to continue on studying the impacts of slavery and the ramifications of what happened to this country. We just have to, wait and see till what the study says.
I will say this, we got to let the study move forward. We got to see what the study shows, and we got to continue to study the impact of slavery. That is something that the president believes that we need to do. So that's incredibly important. But I will say, April, and you know this, you've covered this since we've walked into this administration, when we think about the crises that we see in our country, the president called out how race inequality is a problem, right? Is a crisis for us in this moment, which is why he is taking comprehensive action. When you think about what he did on the first couple of days that he walked in, signing an executive order to make sure at the federal level that we put equity at the center of this. And it is important that we continue to do this. How do we deal with the inequalities that we see in this country? And he's trying to do that on the federal level. So let's see what the study shows. It is important to continue to study the continuing impacts, if you will, on slavery. And I think because of the president's action, he's been very clear. He's been very clear how important it is, even just looking at his economic policy, how important it is to leave no one behind, have equity at the center of everything that he's done. If you look at every historic piece of legislation that has passed, that he has signed, it has equity at the center of that. And that's because the president has that in mind, right? To make sure that we have equality, to make sure that we leave no one behind. I'll keep going.
And that you need to understand that the president very much, April, as you know. Now, when she says April, right? That's essentially her saying you need to be quiet. You need to get in line. If you don't start behaving, you will go bye-bye or we won't even call on you anymore. That's what that was. Once again, completely delineating from the topic at hand, which is reparations. How she handled the topic of reparations? Wait and see. That's what she said. Did she say wait and see to the Ukrainians, huh? Was it any wait and see? Well, we have to wait and see what's going on with Russia and Ukraine, huh? Or do they immediately... Was it any wait and see for the illegals? Or did they immediately, hey, y'all go into the hotels, all right? Just right this way, to the point where this fool in New York talking about, well, we may need to have residents start housing illegals. I beg your pardon? Excuse me? Bro, you can miss me with this nonsense, fam. You can miss me all the way with this nonsense. All the way. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think. Whether or not you believe, oh, you're going a little too hard on the president. You have to understand, Biden, there's a lot going against Biden. He has to deal with the Republicans. You have to understand it's not so simple as that, all right? We need to study, all right? And then let Biden, I trust the man, all right? Let him do what he's going to do. Or if you believe, you can miss me with this nonsense. I don't know how else I can say it. My Spanish isn't as good as it needs to be to say it in Spanish, but I would if I could, all right? You can miss me with this nonsense. I don't want to hear this drivel. I don't want to hear this side talking. I don't want to hear this fork-tongued wickedness that is being spewed at us, all right? No, unacceptable. It's as simple as that. It's unacceptable. It's nonsense. That's what that is. And we should not tolerate nonsense as a group because we're already being disrespected on multiple fronts by multiple groups. The last place we should have any type of disrespect is from the White House, from the person that we put there to begin with. I want people to understand this man only won by a handful of votes in a variety of states. I think it was Georgia, Nevada, I can't remember all the states, but less than, I would say 35,000 votes. Bro, they should be kissing our feet, fam, for the dub that we gave them. Instead, they hoeing us. Now, I don't know about you. Maybe that's what you like to be treated as. I don't get treated like that. That's not how that works, okay? It's as simple as that. So, if you happen to disagree, you're more than welcome to call in during disagreement days, which are typically held Friday through Sunday. There'll be a number on screen. You call in, we duke it out. Either or, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to hit the like button, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you guys think. And all that fun stuff. And until next time, guys, be amazing. Can someone make it make sense?